All right, and
Hey.
we're live
We are live just like that.
without Bobby.
Okay. Well, welcome. It is Tuesday. It's not our regular Monday night huddle, but regardless, we are talking about football. How are you guys doing? Gentlemen, welcome. It's the PlayCallers Pod. We have Coach Kirk Broussard. We have Coach Chris Williams. If you have a comment or if you don't like something that we're saying, please send us a message. We will get right to it. Gentlemen, are you guys doing good? Everyone's doing well?
Doing great, Tracy. Good to see you.
Nice to see you guys.
What was
I'm
going on
just
on Facebook yesterday?
Oh my god, did you guys survived? How many times do you check your phone?
Maybe 3.
No,
Yeah.
I okay, I threw my phone. I thought that my phone was acting up, then I thought it was the Wi-Fi, and then I saw that Instagram, WhatsApp, uh, everything down, gone for like 6 hours.
Yeah, I use WhatsApp more than anything, and that's what put a wrench in my plans.
Well, yeah, like and it's funny because nobody knew how to really get a hold of anyone because we had all our
Yeah,
socials, right?
yeah. I didn't think to email you. That was a good call
Yeah, that well, you know what? Sometimes I can be smart like that.
because
Uh,
the call or text you for us is it's an international rate.
right, right.
Yeah,
And
Right.
that was a smart move. Unlike something I did on Sunday morning, I made a switch to my picks. I switched and said, "Okay, I'm going to go with the Dolphins."
Mm.
It was either switch my Giants pick or the Dolphins. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to give the Dolphins, I'm going to give the Fish one more chance. They screwed me again. And the Giants won, but I didn't change that pick. So
yeah.
I'm still sitting with 10 wins in one pool. I'm at the bottom for my spread, like
Wow.
last place. Last place.
You got to come out of that, Tracy.
Um, and then social media goes down. Like it was a crappy Monday. Okay.
Yeah. Let
Did
Coach
they ever
Williams.
explain that? What happened? Did they ever say?
You know what? I don't know. I just knew it came back on, and then I could have cared less what the issue was. So,
Mhm.
but I know our show's going to be quick. It is Tuesday. Um, should they fire Nagy? Okay, we've already got questions from Richard already on. Let's get right to it. Let's talk some football. What do you guys think?
I mean, I say no. I mean, I said no last week. I mean, but obviously people want him to be fired. So I think, it's going to happen because that's what everybody wants. And, they think changing the coach again in Chicago is going to change the day, right? So we'll see what happens. I don't think he deserves to be fired, but it's probably going to happen.
Yeah.
I think you got to give him the season. You know,
Mm-hmm.
too many. There's still so much pressure from fans to fire these coaches without
Mm-hmm.
giving them a couple of seasons. Well, give them the rest of the season. Just give them a chance to improve. Show improvement. You
Mm-hmm.
know, I'm just hearing a lot about. It's just that we live in a world where everybody wants instant gratification, and everybody. I don't know. They forget. It wasn't long ago everybody loved Matt Nagy. Now all of a sudden he's gotten off to a rough start, and they're
Yeah.
calling for his head, which I disagree with. But he has made some questionable, extremely questionable game planning decisions that just perplexed me on what he's thinking. Um, is he stunting the growth of Justin Fields' development? It's not looking good right now, but you got to give him to the end of the season and just see if he can get on the run, see if he can turn things around. You know,
Yeah. I'm just lost, and I agree with you, Coach. I mean, what your points are well taken, but I mean, the guy's got a winning record. He's not had a losing season at Chicago yet. I mean, I don't know what are people expecting that he's going to make happen. I mean, he did most of that with Mitch Trubisky playing quarterback. I mean, how does that work? I mean, I think he started out 12-4. There's been 2 500 seasons after that, but why is this guy all of a sudden the most, fireable coach in the NFL right now? I just don't get it.
Yeah, well, we need
Yeah,
a target, right?
Hmm.
yeah, I don't get it.
Yeah.
Let's start off with Steve A. Smith. You sent me this. His top 5 teams. The question is, does he have it right? And I will say I am shocked about 2 teams that aren't on this. So he's saying Cardinals, Cowboys, Chargers, Bills, Packers. Anyone else surprised that the Rams and the Bucks, it's not on the top 5 there? Chiefs? Do we have the
I'm,
Chiefs on it or
I'm
no?
I mean, you got to put the Bucks in there. They won a Super Bowl last year. You cannot leave the Bucks out of the top 5. No matter what type of start they've gotten off to. It's a long season. We're not even a quarter of a way through the season yet. And I just feel like the Bucks are definitely a top 5 team. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, the Cardinals are hot, so everybody's saying the Cardinals are the best team in the league right now, but I disagree with that. I think the best team in the NFL right now, from top to bottom, from my opinion, I think the Rams would be in my top spot
Yeah.
right now. Yeah, I would definitely keep Tampa in the top 5. Uh, I would not have Green Bay in my top 5. The Bills would definitely be in my top 5. In no particular order. I would have Buffalo, Tampa, LA, and I think the Chiefs are still a top 5 team. So, yeah.
Chris, what do you think?
I mean, I'm just surprised Stephen A. Smith put the Cowboys in his top 5. I mean, I know how much he hates the Cowboys. So, I mean, I think it's a decent top 5. I don't think you could argue at this point in the season
Yeah.
with anybody's top 5. There's probably 8 teams that could be in that mix. So, I mean, he's not totally wrong, but I agree with Coach too. I mean, how do you have one that doesn't have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in it? So that's a tough one, but it all plays out in the end.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Now, speaking of the Bucks, big game of the week. Obviously, we wanted to see Brady and Belichick and see how they were going to interact with each other. I know after the game they did have their moment. They did hug it out for a brief second, but I think it was probably just for the pictures, right? Like, but I honestly, were you shocked with the game? I
Mhm.
mean, he's coached Brady. He knows Brady's every move. And I mean, there was no doubt that Brady was going to win. But yeah, what did you guys think about this game?
I guess I'll go first.
Yeah.
I think it just proves, when people know each other that you can make things work. If Coach and I were to play a game against each other today, I mean, we'd know what everybody likes to do, so we'd figure that out, and it'd be a
Yeah.
good game. And 20 years with a guy. I mean, Belichick knew exactly what he needed to do defensively against Tom Brady, and Brady knew how to break some of those or at least catch some of those gaps. And so it was a good game. I was more surprised with Mac Jones. I mean, I'm not a big Mac Jones guy. I do think they shortened up his throws. I mean, he was throwing short passes the whole game, but I was surprised that he kind of went toe to toe with him. But uh, last thing I'll say is Belichick looks okay to me now. I mean, when for Brady to go off and do what he did, and it kind of looked like maybe Brady was carrying him, but for that game to turn out the way it did, it kind of shows they both needed each other.
Mm-hmm. Coach Kirk Broussard.
Yeah, I think you know, there's a lot of teams. It's the NFL, so all coaches put in a tremendous amount of time to learn a player's tendencies. So I don't think Belichick knows Brady's tendencies more than Bruce Arians' staff could prepare. I mean, than the any other team's staff could prepare
Mhm.
and be ready for. But I do think, I mean, when you look at the stat sheet, I mean, Tom Brady didn't wow you. He didn't throw a touchdown pass. He did just enough to win. And on the road, that's you know, I think the pageantry of it was bigger than the actual game. I mean, just Brady versus Belichick. They got to tell a great story. They got to boost ratings. It's a great story to boost ratings. So when you look at the thing that really surprised me in that game is Sherman was really involved. I mean, you look at the
Mm-hmm.
stats. Sherman had 7 tackles.
Mhm.
So Sherman was heavily involved. He just got in the door a couple days ago.
Yeah.
But it just goes to show you he's a professional, and I think he's going to benefit them a lot this year. And it was a close game, and it doesn't surprise me with the outcome. Tampa has a better team. I'm surprised that it was as close as it was, And I agree with Coach. They're spoon feeding Mac Jones a lot of short throws, and they're protecting him, and they should. He's a rookie, But I feel like I expected Tampa to come out on top.
Yeah, it was. I thought it was nice to see Richard Sherman back on the field. I thought, you know what, he is where he belongs. We know he had his issues, and second chances all around, and it was really cool to see him. Now, speaking of coaches, Urban, Mr. Mayor, wow, getting a lap dance, and it wasn't from his wife. So obviously, yeah,
he's human.
and he's a ball. What?
He's human. He's not perfect.
I'm human too, but come on.
It seemed like it was more like it was girl than Urban. The girl was like super pressed against Urban. If you watch the video.
Yeah, I did see the video. And he instantly is like, I would put myself in a really bad position. Well, no kidding. You put yourself in the wrong position because it was not your wife.
Yeah.
And in this day and age, listen, there's cameras everywhere.
Yeah. He should have wore a disguise or something that night. He should have got like a dreadlock wig or something like that and wore it.
Yeah, so he took a lot of the talk off the field because it was all directed at him. I mean, obviously he was having a good time. Okay, fine. He did apologize. But at the end of the day, nice example there.
If you look at his face, you could tell he had a few drinks. His face was red.
Well, are you sure it's from the drinks?
Good point. Good point, Tracy.
Okay, well, we won't even get into all of that because what a jerk. Okay, honestly, he's a jerk. But
I mean, did you see the whole video? Have you seen the other part?
I saw his hand pressed against her crotch.
Yeah, I mean, his hand was all up in her crotch. You know what I mean? For whatever. I mean, that was a tough. I mean, it's so embarrassing, man. I mean, he's probably getting clowned, behind the scenes by a lot of people. I mean, it's so.
Yep, because they did say, "Oh, are you sorry to your family too?" And he's like, "Well, yeah, I am."
Yeah.
I'm sorry I got caught.
But think about this, though. I mean, if you think about his staff, I mean, I think the Smith guy had the domestic violence thing, and then Tom Herman and Smith got into some kind of back and forth, and Smith was saying that Tom Herman was doing stuff on recruiting trips. So maybe we're getting a kind of an insight of how that staff, kind of works. I mean, I don't want to call them out without really knowing, but there's some backstories to this that, those guys, I'm not calling them cheaters, but those guys probably go out and push the edge as a staff. I can kind of see that, and he got caught on camera, and it is what it is.
Listen, there's an unspoken allegiance between coaches and the coaches' world. There's an unspoken allegiance from coach to coach to not talk bad about another coach. It just is.
Well, I'm not a coach. So I can say what we're all thinking. So what we're getting this in right now is Urban Meyer's. Is he trying to get fired to take the USC job?
No, he's just doing some stuff that he's probably.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to get him a job.
No.
He'll get him fired, but not a job.
This is pretty out of character for Urban Meyer. I'm very surprised. Him and his wife, he was in Florida for a lot of years, and he and his wife seem to have a super happy marriage.
Yeah, it's disappointing, man. I mean, it's disappointing for sure. It's embarrassing for him. I just hope I don't know. I just hope it fades away and doesn't tarnish who he is, because he's a really good coach, done a lot of good things.
I can't wait for all the memes to come out with it, because like you said, zoom in on his face. Oh, I know.
Yeah.
And that's why I was so upset that social was down yesterday, because that gets me through my days laughing at memes.
That was just perfect for Urban Meyer.
Yeah. Yeah. When you're having a rough day at work, change your position. Let's talk about Clemson dynasty. Do you think it's dying? People are embarrassed. What's going on, gentlemen? What is going on with Clemson? Who has got a comment for me?
I think Clemson is just having a down year. I mean, I think obviously Tonga Vailoa is kind of new to the quarterback position. The offense is sputtered this year. Their defense is still very talented and firing. You watch the Georgia game; it was kind of a defensive battle, but I think they've had some issues offensively replacing some guys that were pretty high draft picks. Trevor Lawrence, Travis Etienne, those guys. You can't always just replace them right away in recruiting. It takes some time to develop the new guys as well. And I don't think Tonga Vailoa was ever a plug and play type guy like Trevor Lawrence was as a freshman. So I trust that they're going to get it developed. They recruit well. I like that they recruit. They don't just jump at every 5-star. They take 3 and 4 stars and mold them to 5 stars. So they have a good system, and I trust Dabble Sweeney. They're going to get it back on track. But this year is going to be a rough year for Clemson fans.
Mm-hmm. Coach Chris Williams.
Based on their expectations in the past.
Yeah. I mean, I don't have much to add to that. I mean, I think quarterback is probably like Coach is pointing out, quarterback's the biggest issue. So if you don't have one that picks up and goes just like my favorite team, Alabama, if you're not just plugging one in, then it's going to be tough. So, but this guy's good. I mean, it's just a matter of him getting some experience. So we'll see.
Mm-hmm. The other question on our list here, we're talking about Justin Fields wanting out of Chicago. What are your thoughts on the way he played this week? Coach Kirk Broussard? He's frozen. Okay. Coach Chris Williams?
Well, I mean, I don't think he should want out of Chicago. I'm not quite sure why he would want out of Chicago just yet. I mean, I think he's got some developing to do. I think it would have been better, had he been able to not get forced into this starting spot like he is. But talk about rookie quarterbacks all the time. I mean, he's a guy that's got some skill. I mean, we can have this conversation maybe a year or two from now, but right now it's probably not the time.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Coach Kirk, we're talking about Justin Fields.
I think everyone's just so quick to want someone out. He's young, he's inexperienced. Give him a chance to develop. I mean, the kid has a couple of games under his belt. These fans are just so impatient. They expect instant gratification on every single thing, and it's super frustrating to hear that because, it just goes back to the whole thing of if I'm not playing well or I'm not getting playing time or I don't like the way I'm getting developed, you just quit and take your ball and go somewhere else. And it's crazy that people put these stories out there, but that was one of the headline stories. And I guess that's why we're talking about it. But, people just got to learn patience is it's just one of those things to where I agree with Warren Buffett. The impatient transfer wealth to the patient. So if you want to be successful, you got to be patient. And Justin Fields has a ton of talent, and he just needs to develop and he needs more time. And people need to just tone it down because it's not helping his confidence.
Mm-hmm. Have you guys had a chance to check out the Manning show on Monday nights?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah, I saw some highlights of it.
Mm-hmm.
I know you love it.
I do. I love it.
I like Eli better than Peyton.
Wow. Peyton's pretty funny now. Peyton's a comedy guy.
I think that
Peyton is just not funny to me. I'm sorry.
You don't think so? I get his humor. I get his humor.
I just don't think it's funny.
I think he's funny.
He's like Kevin Hart to me. He's not funny.
Man. So if you don't think Kevin Hart's funny, you definitely don't think this guy's funny.
Yeah, Kevin Hart is not funny at all.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
I see where you're at. You're a Dave Chappelle guy.
I like Dave Chappelle, but Kevin Hart is not funny. I'm a Bernie Mac guy.
Okay. All right. I get it.
Bernie Mac is hilarious to me. Or was.
He was.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think that the Manning brothers are doing a great job. And I think that Peyton is doing good. And so is Eli. And I believe they're getting a lot of stuff, requests for appearances and stuff for them. Like the Slime Awards. There's a lot of things they are showing up on. And I think it's cool.
It's probably going to be a successful show. I mean, you're right. I see the NFL has been looking for something to rival what the NBA has. The NBA has that TNT team with Charles, Kenny, and Shaq, and what's the other guy? Can't think of his name.
Ernie.
Ernie. Yeah. That show has won numerous awards for the NBA. It's legendary, And, I was listening to someone talk about this recently. The Peyton and Eli show can be something kind of to compliment, like a compliment to that. But they were just saying that the TNT show caught lightning in a bottle because they got Charles Barkley. There's just only one Charles Barkley. And the stuff that he says and the way he talks, and it just captivates people. So.
Wow. I think it's funny. I think he's really funny, actually.
Yeah. That's how I've watched the last 2 Monday night games is watching their show. So it's been fun.
And I love watching how they watch the show. Right? And then they have their guests on.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, we should do that. We should set it up that we watch a game live together, all three of us.
I think it's great because Monday Night Football has not been the same since John Madden. If you got Chris Berman, John Madden, those guys are legendary. And there's never been anyone to kind of step in John Madden's place and take that. And I'm just cherishing Chris Berman as long as we have him because I love to watch him break down a game.
Yeah. Well, gentlemen, it is that time of the night. We were doing a quick show, but it looks like Bobby's here crashing our party.
Well, just so you know, there is actual software out there that will allow us to like watch the game and do a live commentary while we're watching the game.
Wow.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
so that's stuff out there that can actually be, come to fruition. So that was a good thought there.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Our true personalities shine while watching a football game. Because, you know what? There's different types of personalities. Right? I'm quiet, believe it or not. I'm very quiet when I watch a game.
Are you? Wow.
Yeah. I watch everything. I'm very observant.
Okay.
Well, my soul has been hurt for the last few days since Florida lost to Kentucky.
Wow. I didn't want to bring it up, Coach.
Bro, I've been hurt. Alabama game didn't hurt me. The Kentucky game hurt because we were supposed to win that game.
Yeah.
We got to make a change at quarterback.
You have to make a change at quarterback.
He's not an SEC. Emory Jones is not an SEC quarterback.
Any other headlines? Anything that you guys want to discuss? I know we were just kind of doing a quick show tonight because it's not our regular Monday night. It's our Tuesday night. But anything else on your minds? Anything you got to get off your chest tonight, coaches? No. Okay. Well, work on your picks for week 5. We will get them posted. Hopefully, I can win a week and get more than 10.
You get 10 and come in last place. You got 10 wins. That's
10. No, I'm in 2 pools. One is straight up picks. I got 10. So I ended up with a bunch of people in third. And then I did a spread and I ended up at the bottom of the pool.
Wow.
I, for a hot second, was in first last week for the spread. And then I went down. And I'll tell you, it hurt. It hurts.
Well,
it hurts. I know what it feels like to be a man now.
Yeah.
When you come in last place.
Yeah.
It was upsetting.
Well, there've been some games that have kind of went the way that we didn't expect to go. So.
Well, that's the other thing. Week 4 wraps up. There's been so many games where you don't even know what to pick anymore. You cannot predict anything on that field because you have no idea who's showing up and who's not showing up. And it's all about pickers now.
That's great for the NFL.
Yeah. But,
that makes you want to watch it. You don't know who's going to win.
It makes you want to watch it. But then when you're losing, it makes you really mad. That's why I'm quiet.
Yeah, no doubt.
Gosh. Well, gentlemen, thank you very much. This is the PlayCallers Pod. If you guys have any questions for the coaches, feel free to reach out to us on social. If you'd like to be a guest, let us know. Gentlemen, I hope you guys have a great week ahead, and we will see you next week.
Thank you. See you next week.
Yep.
Bye.
Bye.